Thank you so much, sir.
Gaurav sir, can I request you one thing before?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Sir, can your team just watch that if there are some unwanted guests?
I don't think so. There's any, and I've muted everybody. So
Okay.
yeah.
Because someone is texting that there is some unwanted.
Okay, we will figure that out. We'll figure that out.
Okay. Okay. So you have to make me the host again on my system, sir, laptop,
Sure, ma'am.
so that I can show the presentation and begin. I'll just present the screen and then begin.
Yeah, I think it's done. It's done.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so here we are today, 36 and 37, including me, from all over the world. And I must thank News Now Nation to give us this opportunity. And everybody, I know it's been a week, everybody is having, butterflies in the stomach. Bakshi sir is coming. We want to meet, we want to hear, we want to see him. So all the butterflies will fly and go away today. So I now request Gaurav sir to begin because he is the director of News Now Nation. I must thank him because this is the platform he has given to all the budding and the experienced poets that we can talk poetry, literature, and promote peace, harmony, and love in the world. So we have a special guest. Before the hero enters the movie, before the curtain rises, I want the director to begin. Yes, Gaurav sir.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, General Bakshi Saab, and welcome everyone to this special book release event. Congratulations, Mosmi. First of all, you're such a dynamic and open-hearted person, taking all of us along and doing wonderful work around books and around the authors, especially around the budding authors. In the last 3-4 months, whenever we interact, I've always found you helping someone in the some medical emergency or some stress, especially because of this pandemic scene. I always see a great and ambitious soldier in you, Mosmi. Congratulations for all the good work.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And I fondly remember our meeting in 2017 during a huge campaign we were doing. And today I'm so proud of our association with you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Most importantly, welcome Bakshi Saab to this program. Not just me, my family, or people across, just people present over here, people across the country and Indians across the world. All of us are proud of you, sir.
Thank you indeed.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for having.
A very special welcome to all the authors, all the global authors to this special event. Because of you and your hard work, this book, Emotion, is today possible. I again welcome you all and wish you a great time in the next, it will be taken over by Mosmi now. Thank you so much, Mosmi.
We have, I again welcome General Bakshi sir to our show and Samrish sir, the director, founder of White Canvas. Without taking much time, I would just go ahead because we know we have less time with us. The poem today, we are going to release our book, Emotions. All right, and it is contributed by 36 poets and with me as the editor and the compiler, 37. So I'm Mosmi Sachdeva, everyone knows. Now we have Jahannavi G. Bora, she's from Canada and she's Indo-Canadian. We have Arpit Ravichandran, he's from India. We have Samir Gautam, he's from Nepal. We have Umar YB, he's from Nigeria. We have Vandana Sudhish, she's from India. Shrikala V. Vijayan, she's from India. Dr. Gulshan Kundal, he's a doctor in DRDO. he's from India. Bhagyashree Mishra, India. Dr. Anupama Janardhana, she is on duty in the hospital, so her parents will be joining. She couldn't take out time from her hospital. You know, the situation is very tough, so she couldn't, her parents would be joining us. Baburaj Nair, a very experienced facilitator, coach, and a poet. Austin Jani, he's from Myanmar, Burma. Deep Ahuja Sharma, again a great coach, facilitator, and a poet from India. Vikramjit Sen, he is again a very experienced poet. C. Vijayendra, practicing MBBS from India. Pramita Bhatia, she is also an Indian poet. So there is someone unwanted. You have to check it out. So Pawan M. Mulchandani is from India. Satakshi Akanksha, India. Sandeep Kumar Gupta, he is from India. And Madhu Gautam, India. Kiran Jo, India. Parinita Mehra ma'am, again a facilitator, coach, and a poet. Anjali Jha is again a young poet. Kalaivani Radhakrishna, a very good artist and a techie. Prakhyat, a very good artist from India. Momita Maulik from India. Tanya Gupta from India. Ananya Goswami from India. Kashish Arora from India. Priyanka Ria from India. Sashwat Tripathi from India. Tripathi Prabhakar from India. Hedayatullah from Bangladesh. William Mavili from India. Sumi Argh from India. Samiksha Bhatnagar, a budding young author and a poet. And Neha Singh, the young student poet. So these are the contributing 36 poets. We will talk further, but let us now move ahead. The most powerful voice of India today is Major General Dr. G.D. Bakshi, SM, VSM. Exemplary figure of bravery blended with literary laurels. You know, he has shown his bravery in the battlefield, war, and he contributed his services, sacrificed a lot for us. But he is also a peace-loving and a beautiful poet and author. He has contributed 39 books. He's the author of 39 books, and many are on the way. We will talk about them. So Major General Dr. G.D. Bakshi was commissioned in the 6th Battalion of Jammu and Kashmir Rifles in 1971 and is a decorated combat veteran who commanded his battalion, brigade, and division in active combat environments in J&K. He became a turnaround specialist and turned defeat into victory in very tough assignments. He has authored it's 39 books and written over 300 papers for prestigious defense journals. A highly popular TV commentator, we all watch him. He lectures extensively on the subjects of leadership, motivation, and national security, and is a thought leader on these issues. Currently, he is the editor of Indian Military Review, the largest circulation defense monthly journal in India. In 2018, he was conferred the Chandrasekhar Rashtriya Samman Award by the government of Madhya Pradesh, and a lot more. And I know you are not waiting to listen to me today. You are waiting for General Bakshi and Samresh to listen. So I won't speak much. Before that, we also welcome Sir Samresh Sir, founder director, White Canvas, winner of dual national record. He is currently the core team member and mentor for several entrepreneurship drives in India, including the world famous Bill Clinton Foundation. I will not speak much about him because we have a special program with Samresh Sir. So I will not kill the interest. I will not kill the curiosity. I'll keep that so that next time we meet him personally on a show. Welcome you, sir, to the show. So the poet, the author, Dr. General Bakshi. Freedom is an eagle, poems from an outpost. One of his book you can see, Kalki, Dances with the Cranes, and many, many, many more books. If you just Google his name, this Google will show you 39 books and more of his work. So we will ask and we will talk to General Bakshi what more, and he will tell us, rather than you listening to me. I know you must be, cursing me. Come on, ma'am, stop, let General Bakshi speak. So before that, we will release. I request Gaurav sir, General Bakshi sir, Samresh, and all the poets and audience sir to clap wherever they are, because this is a virtual launch of Emotions, the chords played with ink by 37 poets. Can we have a round of applause and clap for all the wonderful poets? I must thank General Bakshi that today his presence and Samresh sir, their presence have made this occasion very, very sacred. And yes, we all would be benefited and inspired and motivated by these great people. So, sir, General Bakshi sir, just
Thank
we want to hear from you your journey as a poet, and how would you inspire all the poets present here today?
right. Thank you, Maushami, for having me on this very exciting conclave of poets from all over the world. It is the international nature of this communion of poets that has been excited. Uh, Poetry is universal. But all the same, I'd like to point out that the Indic civilization is a civilization that traces its origin to a vast corpus of poetry, the Vedas. Those are the earliest poems of mankind, and they were written, or more technically, they were received here in the forest tracts of the Saraswati, the Indus Saraswati civilization of the Sapta Sindhava, the land of the seven sacred streams. What I'd like to point out is that this is a stream of poetry, the Saraswati, the glissade of words, of wisdom, of poetry, of poesy, of intuition. You see, that has continued almost unbroken for 10,000 years. 10,000 years, how do I get to that figure? Because Birhana, which is a settlement on the banks of the sacred Saraswati in Haryana, has been carbon dated to 9,500 years. That's how old we are and counting. We are still a civilization that is a living civilization. All through this civilizational history, we have been having recourse to this bursts of this rhythmic speech in meter and rhyme, and with their very, very beautiful, elegant metaphors, metronyms, etc., etc., Shabda Alankar, as they are called in Hindi. So we had the first outburst of massive poetry with the Rig Veda, and then with the Sam, the Yajur, the Atharva Veda. Then you have some of our Upanishads in poetry, and then we get on to the Ramayana and the Mahabharata epics. These are also in poetry, you see, and some of the Puranas in poetry. Then as you go on to later eras, you get on to the Middle Ages, you get to the phase of Bhakti poetry, mystical, that Sufi tradition of God as the beloved, and poetry and songs addressed to God as the beloved, a mystic urging, a mystic urge for a union with the larger Godhead, a mystic urge for transcendence, expressed through that same rhythmic speech. We have Veera, we have Kabir, we have then Guru Nanak, and then the Sikh Gurus. The Guru Granth Sahib is in poetry, is a vast collection of those songs. And when Guru Nanak used to get into his meditative mood, he would tell his disciple Mardana, Mardana, take out your Ektara. Ektara was that one string instrument. Bani Aij. I'm getting the descent of that sacred rhythmic speech. And he would start, you know, uh, it was kind of ego alien. I haven't made this speech. I'm a sort of a conduit. I'm like a lightning conductor who receives it. That is the Vedic concept of the Richa. You know what are the Richas? The divine inspirations that keep floating in the infosphere. And every poet, every creative person acts like a lightning conductor rod. From that information sphere, he brings down those creative inspirations of Saraswati into this world. So you poets are very special. You poets are a unique band of beings, twice blessed by the Lord. by the gods themselves, because you are what the Vedas called Kavi Kratu. And they said God is the ultimate poet. Just like this poetry comes effortlessly to us, it flows in a glissade when it comes with inspiration. You see, poetry is not so much perspiration as it is inspiration. You see, and when that flows through you, it makes you a special being, a creative, all over the world. It hardly matters which language you are writing poetry in, it will have its innate rhythms and rhymes. Amit Daya Badshah did a lot to revive poetry in India. We used to have poetry reading almost every day of the week at various locales. And we used to get poets from all countries, all climes. And there was once an Iranian poet came. He says, "Look, you don't have to really understand the word. Hear the rhythm. Hear the rhythms of that speech." You see, in Indian poetry, let me give you an example of how these ancient toms of poetry have embedded themselves so deep in our subconscious. You see, we have the very famous poem about the Rani of Jhansi. बुंदेले हर बोलो के मुख हमने सुनी कहानी थी खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वह तो झांसी वाली रानी थी बूढ़े भारत में भी आई फिर से नई जवानी थी खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वह तो झांसी वाली रानी. Just hear that innate rhythm of this poetry. It's like a war drum. It's like the beat of a drum in your veins, you see, and it helps you to memorize. I can recite this poem. You wake me up at night, and you and I can recite these poems because it helps. These rhythms, these rhymes, these alliterations, these meters, they help you memorize. You know, iambic or anapest or whatever meter, Gayatri meter. Every verse of the Veda, you know, it has a rishi who said to have received it. There is a chanda, a meter in which it is composed, Gayatri, Anushtup, etc., etc. And then a devata, the god of that, who presides over that special meter. So poetry is divine. Poetry is divine. And when you become a poet, you become almost a divine being. The better poetry you write, the more divine you are. And the Vedas say this universe is the poetry of Brahman, is the poetry of Brahman. He is the Kavi Kratu, the poet creator. So, like I said, you are very special set of people. Don't let this talent die out. The unfortunate fact is that poetry is dying out, almost died out in the land of its own origin, in the land of its own birth, right? And all over the world, globally, poetry was dying out. It's only lately that we have seen a revival, mostly in free verse and blank verse, but we have seen the revival of that rhythmic speech. So may you be creative, may you be fruitful, may you keep turning out poetry by the volume, may you enrich this world with your poetic expression, with your poetic emotion and sensibility. The Japanese have the haiku poetry, short form of poetry, which seeks to capture that Zen movement of the isness of the here and now. You go to a cherry blossom, a garden full of cherry blossom, and you want to capture that joy, that isness forever, that moment of time in eternity. You know, you want to make it eternal. So you see a lot of Japanese Zen poetry, a lot of Chinese Zen poetry, is like that. It seeks to capture that one moment when you felt a searing emotion. So I am very happy that the title of your magnum opus, your anthology of poems of people from all across the globe, uh, serves is also on emotion. You see, emotion. That upsurge of emotions is what leads to poetry. Keep that emotional upsurge going. It makes you not just human, it makes you divine. Mystic poetry is the poetry of divinity. Thank you so much for inviting me to this very special
Thank you, sir.
occasion of this launch of an anthology of poetry. And I am very grateful to you, particularly, Mahashami, to this channel that they are promoting poetry. You know, previously poetry used to have patrons in the royal houses, in the king, which kept it going as they kept going most of our art, performing arts. With the royal patronage gone, the arts are languishing. So it's about time that if the government doesn't step in a big way, they have the Sahitya Kala academies and the rest of it. But I think it's these collection of poets that must band together. Bands of poets, Kavi Kratus, must come together, recite poetry, read their poems, and write their poems, and help to keep the art of poetry alive. God bless you. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, sir. Yeah, we have two audience who they want to ask you one question. We have Ritik and Nirupama. I hope you can hear Ritik. Are you there? Is it Ritik? I think you are muted. Let me check. Okay, we have Nirupama. Nirupama, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
You can put forth your question to General Bakshi, sir.
Great. Sir, first of all, good evening. And I'm actually having chills that I'm actually speaking to you. I've never even imagined. This is one of my life's most esteemed and prestigious moments. I don't know what to say. I wrote down a small question. Since today's forum is about life's philosophy and poetry, would you kindly share with us one life philosophy that helped you through various stages of life?
You know, various stages of life. My next book, as Maushami will tell you, I am writing a book firstly at the analytical level in prose on the search for Soma. You know, what is Soma? Soma is the ecstasy. When you look far, you climb a mountain and you look far, you know, you look at infinity and suddenly you see the essence of things. And that essence of things is that ecstasy, that anand, which keeps the cosmos going. The ground state of this universe is consciousness. And that consciousness is expressed in Indian philosophy as Satchit Anand. Anand, ecstasy. When you touch that ground state within you in meditation, in mystic experience, in the mountains, you feel ecstasy. I have lived through my life, and you know, this ecstasy makes the poet creative. This ecstasy, when it touches you, it makes the rishis mystic, it gives them the insight. And this same ecstasy in the battlefield makes you forget your pain, your wound, and makes you transcend and perform tasks, perform heroic feats that an ordinary man would not do. When others would flee, this man fights, stands and fights, and that's also because of the Vedic Soma. So the Vedic Soma was not just a psychotropic plant, it was something that came from within, you know, and it came to the poet, it came equally to the warrior. That's been my philosophy of life. So I'm coming out with an analytical book on this Soma, and Maushami has very kindly offered to publish my collection of Soma songs, transcreation of the Rig Vedic verses from the ninth mandala of the Rig Veda, which is devoted to Soma. Thank you.
And we have Ritik. Ritik, quickly put forth your question so that we can move ahead.
Good morning. Good afternoon, sir. I'm a
Hi.
Good
little
evening,
nervous.
everyone.
I'm
I
so
know.
sorry. First of all, sir, it's an honor to interact with you. My question is pretty straightforward. You have done a lot of army action, you have been to a lot of places, and done various things for the country, and of course, achieved great personal heights. My question to you is, what keeps you grounded and what keeps you honest to yourself? Because a person may be lost in all this midst of interacting with people, going around. How do you keep yourself very grounded to yourself?
Excellent question. You see, like I said, I would once again what keeps you in touch with the cosmic consciousness, you know, and which is beyond your individual outer ego. In the Rig Veda, there is a very beautiful verse, shloka, which says, two birds of golden plumage, friends, companions, sit on the tree of life, right? One pecks the bittersweet fruit and eats, the other watches and eats not. In this is the relationship between Brahman and Atman. You know, Atman is the universal consciousness, Brahman is your individual consciousness, and you keep grounded with that consciousness, not the outer ego which is based upon the body form idea, but on the on that source of eternity within you, which will see you through life, through death, which will see you from life to life. That will keep you grounded. That will keep you rooted. You see, as long as you realize, I'm not this body. I'm not GD, Pakshi, the general, the individual. I'm like a whirlpool in the water. You know, whirlpools form and they unform. Then the same whirlpool appears 5 kilometers down the line in the same river of space and time. So that's what your this thing is. And as long as you understand that it is, I'm part of the larger sea of eternity, you'll keep pretty grounded. And your feet
Thank you.
your terra firma.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Many are waiting to listen to your poetry, but before that, we would also request Samrish, sir, the director, founder of White Canvas. He has influenced so many young entrepreneurs. He's guiding. He's like, if you young people, you are looking forward to become entrepreneurs, he is the right person to look for. So Samrish, sir, what are your inspirational words for our poets today? So we are a group of poets here today, sir, no entrepreneurs.
Okay, thank you so much, Moushumi, for pulling me in. First of all, good evening to Major General Dr. G.D. Bakshi once again, and News Now Nation for inviting me. Of course, I will keep it very short, but I'll say very, very important 2-3 sentences from my side. First of all, the tsunami in India will be entrepreneurship. The next tsunami which you will see in India will be entrepreneurship. You have already seen Startup India, Make in India, and all these initiatives of Government of India already announced and being practiced in the country. So what I'm trying to say is tsunami which India will see in the next couple of months will be nothing else but entrepreneurship. How I connect all of you into what I am trying to say is there is one commonality between you poets and we entrepreneurs, or we who make entrepreneurs in India. Can someone tell me this? The connect between poets. Okay, the connect between poets and entrepreneurs is the word imagination. Okay, you imagine and put your thoughts on paper. We imagine and put those thoughts into reality. So first of all poets today, please have that self-confidence built in it that there is a huge future if you connect your writing to entrepreneurship. Okay, as sir said, don't let the skill of poetry die. I am here to say that we will not let it die, sir. With your blessings and me being pulled into this, Moushumi, I am very, very keen to help all these poets learn two things. One is the self-confidence that poetry can become entrepreneurship. How can your poetry or writing become entrepreneurship? We are there to guide you from White Canvas India, because you have that imagination. And once you have that imagination, the first seeding or building block of entrepreneurship is there in you. Number two, and the most important thing following that, is what I feel the lacking part, which needs to be gapped and fulfilled, is the marketing. You know, if you keep marketing what you are writing, what you are putting on paper, the skill will never die, the industry will never die, revenue will flow in, motivation will come. And from our side, we are very keen to work with Griffin Publication to give you the skill of marketing as poets. If you combine marketing, entrepreneurship, and your imagination, I think it becomes a very lethal combination. Okay. So
Thank you.
first of all, believe in yourself, believe in entrepreneurship to be the future. Individual contributions, individual essence needs to be marketed properly, and only with proper marketing and the sense
I think
of
there is some
self-confidence.
connectivity issue. So we'll go ahead.
Okay, so with entrepreneurship and marketing.
General Bakshi, sir.
Yeah, please.
Ah, yes.
Yes, what's next?
Hello, Maushmi, were you able to hear me?
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, there we are. I think I had lost connectivity. Tell
Okay.
me, what's next?
So, some was asking me that was less than Bakshi recite one of his.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. I
All
think
right.
there's some connection issue with Mosami.
I hope I was audible to people. I'm not really sure. There were network issues.
No, you are totally audible, sir. You are totally audible.
Okay, I'll just conclude it. So just mix imagination, entrepreneurship, marketing. We from White Canvas India are there to support you, and do connect with us. I will leave a chat link to News Now Nation. News Now Nation can forward to all of you.
Sure.
We will help you market your work and grow your entrepreneurship as poets from as much as help we can from White Canvas India. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me.
Most welcome, sir. We can just wait for Mosmi to come back.
I muted, sir.
So, ma'am, you're back.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Maybe again and again the power cut is troubling. So yes, General Bakshi sir, are you there? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so everyone is waiting to hear 4 lines, 4 to 5 lines, your poetry. They want to hear because you have a very strong voice and they just want to listen to you today.
All right. All right, here is a poem that comes from my collection of poems called Dances with a Crane. And these are reflections on life in a battlefield. The best place to reflect on life and death is in a battlefield when you see people to your right and left dying, right? This poem is called Whirlpools in the River of Time. What are we, you ask? We are whirlpools in the river of time. The water in us, the matter in us, flows on free in the river of time. Yet our forms remain constant and adamantine, like whirlpools in the river of time. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, everybody. So now we have Jahannabi G. Bora from Canada. Can you hear me? Jahannabi, I think she's muted.
Hi, Maushami. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So quickly, just 2 lines, your journey as a poet, and few lines from your poet, like one of your poems. Quickly.
Maushami, better I'll have to now move
Yeah.
on because I have another.
Right, sir. Thank you so much.
May
Gaurav,
God
sir.
bless
Thank
all
you. Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much, sir, for all your time. For always
God, God.
Yes, Jahannabi, we would hear love, your journey as a poet quickly in 2 lines. And
Hi, Maushami. And hello to everyone from Canada. As far as my journey as a poet out in the 6th grade, perhaps, to my teacher that I want to be a writer. And I've been scribbling poetry. I've been hiding away my poetry. But as I grew older and my poetry started getting published, that was a huge confidence booster for me. And my life has taken me to different places. And it has also changed my perspective. So I'm growing as a poet, and my perspective has also evolved. And I think I'm taking great pleasure in this journey. At this particular point, I am just very much focused on perfecting my craft. Thank you.
yes, few lines from your poems.
I would like to read out the last few lines of my poem, Forbidden. So it's a very feminist poem, and it goes something like this. Don't loiter in the street and come straight home. Good girls never stay out after dark, the chorus sang. Cover up your neck, it's bare. Say you're fine, even if not. Smile, don't frown, always look down. Make yourself pretty and brush your hair. Put a muzzle on your mouth, woman. Chains around your feet. And yes, don't breathe.
Beautiful, beautiful. We have a very young poet with us, Arpit Ravichandran, class 10 standard, and he writes wonderful poetry. Yes, we would like to hear Arpit. Can you just tell me today, how do you feel today as a published poet? Can you hear me, Arpit?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. So tell me, how do you feel today as a published poet?
As you said, I am very young. I mean, currently, it just got promoted to 11th, and to become a published poet at this age, it just really gives me a boost of encouragement that I keep writing. So it's been really helpful, and thank you so much, Nausami, for letting me contribute to this project. And I just hope that I can carry on forward this legacy.
Can we hear 4 lines from you, from your poems?
Yeah, so this is the first 4 lines of my poem, Her, which has been published in the book. So it is, when I first met her, all I remember was falling in love. My stomach in knots and my heart was running a marathon. My legs trembling, all I could muster was high. Even now, when I stand at her grave, my stomach in knots and my heart running a marathon, my legs trembling, all I can muster is heart.
Great, beautiful. Thank you so much, Arpit. All the best for a beautiful journey as a poet. Now we have Samir Gautam from Nepal. Samir Gautam, can you hear me? Samir Gautam.
Not on mute. Okay. Now I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Samir Gautam is from Nepal and a wonderful poet and a young poet. Now, Samir, can you tell me like your journey as a poet? What motivated you to become a poet?
Um, Actually, when I used to read in class 6, class 7, I was not that much known about poetry. But when I stepped in class 10, then at that time, emotions and my wonderful reminiscences, which was attached to me, this propelled me to write poetries. And now I have been writing poetry for 2 years, and I feel really wonderful to uh, ensue my career as a poet.
Beautiful. Yeah, just quickly, 4 lines from your poems, one of your poems.
Okay. Uh, okay. The poem title is entitled as "It's a Season of Death." So the poem goes like this: Hey peoples, I'm again back because my first endeavor wasn't that good. In fact, mere deaths to savor. The Satan has declared the war between humans and vampires. This is my second endeavor against masks and sanitizers. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. God bless you, Samir. We have Umar Waibi from Nigeria. Are you there? Umar Waibi from Nigeria. Can you hear me? I do not know. We have got time issues also. Umar Waibi, if you can hear me, if you are there with us. Okay, he has just texted having sad technical problems in Africa. So he will try to join. And now we call Vandana Sudesh from India, a very, very beautiful poet. She is also she works as an anchor and also moderator in many poetry forums. Vandana, can you hear me?
Yes, Masumi, I can hear you. Hi.
Yeah. So Vandana, what about your journey as a poet?
My journey as a poet has been tremendous. Like I used to write from my college days, and lately I published my solo book in August 2020. And then after that, it's been a long journey for me. And till today, I've been writing and writing. Every day, I write something. Yeah, that's what I love.
Okay.
So this is.
So can we hear one of your poetries, 4 lines quickly?
Sure. Yeah, I brought for the emotions. The name is Dying Phosphates. I rather step into the sun blazing than into you. All that flickering art I have segregated a few. More and more thorns you embraced me with, plethora of care. Favored you will serve me a myth. With the palette of colors, the imagery you crumbled in guilt, a castle of pristinely hope with a tax so serene we could have built. That is the starting line of my poem.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Vandana. We have Shrikala from India again. She is a wonderful poet. She writes long narrative poetries. So Shrikala, can you hear me? I hope Shrikala is there. Or should I? Shrikala is there? Okay, we will wait for her to join. And Shrikala, can you hear me? Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll request her to come back again. We have Dr. Gulshan. Dr. Gulshan is a doctor at DRDO. He's very busy, and during COVID times, I still remember, he had no time to eat, rest and all. He was serving humanity, he was saving lives. But he is a wonderful poet too. Dr. Gulshan, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi, good evening, everyone.
Yes, welcome, Dr. Gulshan. So
Yeah.
can you just, tell us, your experience with emotions as a book?
Yeah, okay, emotions as such, Mosami, I feel nothing great can ever be achieved until you dig deep into emotions. So I feel they are one of the most powerful catalysts. We can use it to reach or to dig our holes. It's totally our own responsibility. So it becomes a sacred responsibility to channelize our emotional energy and use it anyways we like. Like in my case, I have used my ups and downs to write down something, whichever I've liked. And so that's how I have penned down a few of my writings.
Can
And
we hear 4 lines from you?
yeah, definitely. So my writing, which was selected, was a title Epiphany, right? A gift beyond the gifts. So it goes on like this. What I'm saying, that's my locution, has nothing to do with your emotions. I'm not lamenting, just jestful. I realize how important it is to feel that every breath you take is a gift. In the end, I would like to say thank you, dear, for visiting my life. Your arrival was marvelous. Staying was too fab. But it was your sorrowful departure that left me into epiphany. Thanks.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much, and all the best for your future journey as a doctor, yes, but as a poet too.
Yeah.
I think
Thank you.
Shrikala is there now.
Can I request Gaurav sir and his technical team, can we allow Shrikala and Kashish
Yeah.
Arora to enter because they suddenly got disconnected due to network issues?
Mashmi, can you hear me now? Because I
Yes.
was unable to unmute.
Okay, Shrikala.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, Shrikala, yes. So Shrikala is here. Yes, we would like to hear your journey as a poet.
Yeah, actually it started when I was in the age of 10, like when I was in 5th standard, it started with the support of one of my teachers. And then on, I used to write in Malayalam, my own native language, mother tongue. And after that, after becoming a teacher, then I started writing in English. And my journey, complete poetic journey, is based completely in motivational scripts, as you know. And day by day, learning new things from here and there from people like you. So life has been so wonderful. And getting a friend like Maushmi, close to her, so happy for that. And
so we all are waiting to hear 4 lines from you.
Can it be limited to only 4 lines, or can I read it completely fast?
You just read few lines so that we can hear you, we also can taste your style of writing poetry.
Yes. So it's a poem named as My Mind is a Dog. A being on earth from less than 4 decades, a minuet who hasn't broken any barricade, attributes were received in the passage of time, learn to laugh, not even feeling an ant is a cry. Never the promises are broken like a bubble. Always kept my words, even few breakages made me stumble. An open library of purified thoughts with a soul which never rots. So this is the first 8 lines.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Shrikala. So we have, Dr. Bhagyashri is there. Can you hear me, Bhagyashri? Bhagyashri? I think she is muted. Okay, we'll go ahead with Dr. Anupama Janardhanan. She is on duty. Her parents are here, and they requested that they would like to put forth her views, through her and on this platform, News Now Nation. Sir and ma'am, I wish you all the best. But prior to that, I know your daughter is on duty. How do you feel that today your daughter is a doctor but also a published poet?
Good evening to you. Thank you very much for this particular function. Since Anupama is on duty, we are here. Dr. Anupama has been a very gifted child throughout her life. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Anupama was a gold medalist
मुझे क्या
during,
पता, वो तो आप पूछ लीजिए ज्योति से, तो आपको पता
during
हो।
her MBBS.
Please, I
She
request
was
all of you to mute
university
yourself
topper.
when the
आपके सामने तो मैं बात कर रही हूँ।
Gold medalist during her MBBS, and she was university topper during her MS ophthalmology. Now she is working as a eye specialist in Aravind Eye Hospital, Chennai. And as far as we are concerned, I am Colonel Dr. Janardhanan, a retired army officer, and my wife is here, Dr. Major Nalini Janardhanan. Both of us were writers. I have published about 12 books, and my wife, Dr. Major Nalini Janardhanan, she has published about 25 odd books. Most of the books are in Malayalam, and 4 or 5 books in English are coming. And as far as Anupama is concerned, she is not only a gifted child, but she was an all-rounder in sports, literature, academics. And she has won so many awards in her young career, like Dr. Franklin Gold Medal, this best research paper of Karnataka State. And besides that, she also received as the best MBBS graduate Chancellor's Gold Medal Award.
Right.
So,
We all will get all these informations in the book. Her bio is there in the book, Emotions, in a detailed way. You all will get the link of the book tonight. And really, it would feel great if you read the bios of, such wonderful people. So we have now with us Baburaj Nair, sir. He is a very, very experienced poet, a very experienced facilitator, a coach, and a very good advisor. Sir, like your journey as a poet, because it is very important for all of us to know your journey as a poet, being a coach, being a facilitator, and also being a poet. Yes, Baburaj, sir, if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's quite surprising that I was not expecting this. Anyway, and so first of all, congratulations to each one of the poets, and also thanks to Major General G.D. Bakshi as well as Mr. Sarmesha for being part of this, and listening to all the poems. It's very interesting. It brings different dimensions, different perspectives of the way in which we look at emotions as a title, because it brings, like what the doctor said, it brings different dimensions of an individual, and without emotions we cannot even have a meaningful conversation in life. So it's a very interesting topic, and I would look forward to read all the poems of the poets of the emotions, and congratulations to each one of you.
Sir, can we hear 4 lines? 4 lines from you.
Just pick it up. Give me 1 second. Yeah, the poem, what I wrote is, the title goes like Gratitude. It says, it goes like this. She sat near the dead body, tears rolled down the cheek. She sat near the dead body, tears rolled down the cheek, first as a drizzle and then like an avalanche. Nobody except a few bystanders were there. After a while, the face was like a smashed potato with tears dried up hither and thither. Basically, this poem is written as a gratitude towards the doctors. And when the doctor has faced a loss for her own family, and she is coming back to her job and serving the people. That is the title of the body, and that emotions during that process in the hospital, and when she was going through the loss of her own immediate family member, is what is given as an essence of this poem. Thanks a lot.
Beautiful, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We have Austin Jani from Myanmar, Burma. Are you there, Austin? Austin Jani from Burma.
Hello, Mosmi, am I audible to you?
Yes, Bhagyashri, are you here?
Yeah, I
think we
could
missed you.
unmute myself now. I was trying since long, but yeah.
All right. Till Austin Jani joins us, we will listen to Bhagyashri. Bhagyashri, tell me, what first of all, we would like to hear 4 lines from you because, I have been reading your poetry a lot and I want that everybody should listen to you. 4 lines from your poems.
Thank you, Mosmi, for this opportunity. A pleasant evening to one and all. So, 4 lines from my poem named Abstract as Delight and Despair goes like this. Abstract as the most powerful yet unrevealed emotion, invisible yet being there to nurture lives as the air, concealed as the shimmering stars in the morning sky. My love for you is as intangible as delight and despair. Miles away from you, yet your well-being is always in my prayers. Thank you.
Beautiful, Bhagyashri. Can you tell me something about your upcoming projects? Because you have also authored a book or 2. So what about your upcoming projects?
Yeah, so my upcoming book is named as Enigmatic Euphonies, which will, entirely be a collection of my own poems. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Bhagyashri. Austin Jani, if you are here. So we go to Deep Ahuja Sharma. She's again a very experienced coach, facilitator, and a beautiful poet. Deep Ahuja ma'am, can you hear me? Deep Ahuja Sharma. Okay, till she joins us, we go to Vikramjit Sen. Sir, are you there? Vikramjit Sen. Is he muted or do I have to do this?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, Vikramjit. Yes, can you feel like you are an experienced poet, but how do you feel today as a published poet in so many anthologies?
First of all, greetings to all the beautiful creations of the Almighty God present here. My experience as a poet has been wonderful. And especially I would like to tell about my experience with the book Emotions, published by the Griffin publication. By the Almighty's unending grace, this book has helped me to value myself even more as a poet. I'm thankful to you, Mosmi, for providing me with this great opportunity.
So can we hear a few lines from your poems? Any poem?
Okay. I have 2 poems in this book. One is On Arriving at the Age of 24, and other is It's All About You. I would read a few lines of both. Firstly, I would like to read a few lines from It's All About You. We all are missing on our identity. If we try a habitat of exchange, the sense of uniqueness would go missing across this world. Now I will read a few lines from On Arriving at the Age of 24. I am human, rest assured. Is everything normal? Am I not a fallen angel like Satan? Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. All the best for your career as a poet.
Thank you so much.
We have C. Vijayanandra, a practicing doctor. He is busy, I know, with his books and all. But are you here with us, C. Vijayanandra?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Yes, a budding poet.
I'm still a student. I'm not a doctor.
Okay, you are still studying medicine.
Yes.
Yeah. Now tell me, how do you feel today that you are a published poet in an international anthology?
I'm happy, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm happy.
Okay, can we hear 4 lines from your poem?
Yes, ma'am. I usually write dark stuff, and coincidentally, I'm in dark too because of the network issues. So I'll read out my lines. I don't know how they will be, the last rites of the lifeless me. Cremate me by burning, but I won't feel no pain. Bury me in the coffin, but I have nothing to lose or gain. Throw the lifeless flesh of mine into the seas, or let it stink and let it get eaten by the fleas. feed me to the vultures, because the flesh is not mine. I'll stop it here.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And all the best for your career as a doctor and also as a poet.
Thank
Good luck.
you.
So we have Pramita Bhatia. Again, I will request the technical team. She has been requesting me to let her enter because she got disconnected. Pramita Bhatia is trying to enter. And till then, we come to Pawan Mulchandani. He is an engineer, I suppose, by profession and a budding poet. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening, all.
Good evening. Good evening. So can we now know that, how do you feel today as a published poet?
It was amazing experience, ma'am. 3 महीने पहले आपका पोस्ट आया था कि इमोशंस अब पब्लिश होने वाली है. हम लोग तब से एक्साइटेड है कि ये कब होगा अब. And then finally that day was come today, and I'm very happy and heartily thanks to you for giving me this opportunity.
Good. This is a platform to encourage, passionate poets and budding poets who really want to write. So can you just read out 4 lines of your poem?
Yes, ma'am. My poem name is Yes, I Became Selfish. We meet new peoples every day in our life. Some for short period, some for long. People come and go. Some care for us, some not. They love us for their own sake. So I really grown up. I became selfish now because world made me sick.
Good. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Now we go to a beautiful poet, Satakshi Akanksha. I hope you can hear me. Yes, you have to unmute yourself. You are muted. Let me try if I can. Yes. Satakshi, can we know about your experience as a poet with emotions?
Yes. First of all, I would like to thank everyone, especially Griffin Publication and its director. All right. My experience with emotions is really an amazing one. I really feel blessed that my poetry is being published, has been published in this anthology. And just 4 lines I had written about poetry. What poetry is exactly about. So I would like to. Poetry hails from the valley of imagination. When penned down, it reaches its destination. It becomes lively through gestures and expression. This legacy is transmitted from generation to generation. So thank you.
Beautiful. I could really feel the rhythm and the rhyme when you were reciting. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes, do we have Sandeep Kumar Gupta here? Sandeep ji?
I know this is an interruption, but I feel like saying after Satakshi's poetry, and now this is being telecast on News Now Nation.
Yes. So enjoy this session, and you should be thankful to News Now Nation. Share it, as much as possible to let the world know that you are all here today on News Now Nation. Keep sharing the link, keep sharing the YouTube links, the Facebook and all. People can see you, watch you, and know that what we are doing. So yes, Medha Gautam.
Yeah,
she
hi,
is a budding poet. Yes. So tell me today, how do you feel today as a published poet, Medha?
Hi, ma'am. It's it's a very wonderful opportunity, and I'm grateful to you for that and for the News Now Nation platform to provide us this opportunity. And I've written, when I was preparing for this event today, I thought the title of the book, Emotions, is very apt for the poets because when a child is born, it tells the universe, it expresses that he or she is alive by crying. That is the first very sign of emotion. And this book is also, telling out the world that many new poets are born today. They are coming to life. And great thanks to you, ma'am, for that.
So why don't we hear a few lines of your poem?
Sure, ma'am, sure. So I've written a book, I and Thee, which is coming in the book, and it goes like, what am I if not a drop parted from thee? Who am I if not a clumsy being dubious of it all? Yet I have heard what I have within is just a phantom of thee. Thank you, ma'am.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Medha, and all the best. All right, to pursue your career, to continue as a poet. Beautiful. Kiran Jo is a very, very young poet, and we keep on reading him on various social media sites. Kiran Jo, can you hear me? Kiran? Kiran Jo. So this what happens when we are virtually launching something, you know, technical glitch and all. Okay, we will wait for him till he joins. We have Parimita Mehra from India. She is again an experienced coach, facilitator, and a beautiful poet. Can we hear you, Parimita ma'am? Parinita Mehra. Okay, till she joins us, we'll go ahead. Anjali Jha, are you there? A very young poet, and she has participated in so many anthologies, and like, you know, she's an enthusiastic poet. Yes, Anjali Jha, are you there? I think she's not able to unmute her. Okay, till she joins us again, we move ahead to Kalaivani Radhakrishna. She is a wonderful artist, wonderful, you know, she has made cover pages of my books or anthologies. I told you, I was working with an ISRO scientist working for the cancer patients and all, and we take out health books, medical books, health related books. And she is a wonderful artist, gifting us with different, you know, innovative and artistic cover pages. Kalai, can you hear me?
Yeah, Mausmi. Thank you so much for the introduction. Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all the contributors for being a published poet today. Sharing my experience as a poet, I think this is the first time I'm penning poems. You know, I've written stories and articles, but this is the first time I'm writing poems. I feel it is a very different experience because poem is very close to your heart, and so the words are so truthful to your soul. So that's what I feel, and I am trying to write more poems, you know, because I really enjoy the process of writing. 4 lines from one of my poems in the book. The title is Dreams. Calm but wild like the deep blue sea, dark but beautiful like the clear night sky, cool but soothing like the gusty mountain winds, home but an adventure like his hugs and kisses. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And we again have a wonderful artist with us, Prakhyat. And if you see his art, his bottle art, his water, like, you know, glass painting, whatever, like, you know, you definitely run to him and ask him, gift me or sell me. So Prakhyat, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Masumi?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for that wonderful introduction, though it is a bit too much. But yeah, thank you.
So can we hear you speak about your journey as a poet? Because we all know, many know you as an artist, but as a poet, can you tell us?
Yeah, I mean, the poetry just comes within. So it's not like I plan things ahead. It just comes and I just write it wherever it is, be it in a cafe, be it in a room, or I just have the mobile, just type in. That's how I create things. So it's the inspiration somewhere someone gives me from the top. That's all.
We have heard you singing also, but can you today recite 4 lines? All right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, 4 lines is tough, but I'll try to make it fast. So there's a poem called Just Enough. So it starts like this: a light somewhere burning in the furnace, dimly lit just enough to seize the darkness. A life somewhere beating in a womb, beating slow just enough to finish the gloom. A hope somewhere dreaming in a heart, staying quiet just enough to find a fresh start.
Beautiful, beautiful, Prakhyat. He is well known as Merry Brains because he has his website and he reviews books, poetry and all. You can later, you know, disturb him with all these.
Yeah, thank you, Masumi. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Now we have Momita Malik. Momita, can you hear us? Everyone? Can you hear me? Yes, Momita. Momita, we can't see you. Can we see you? Because we want your pic also. Yes. Yes, Momita. Again, yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this opportunity to be a part of this wonderful team and this book too. I would like to congratulate every poet or poetess of this team, and I'm a bit nervous now.
Okay, how do you feel today as a published poet? Relax, we all are poets. There are so many budding poets with us today. So you need not be tensed, stressed and all. All right, just wear your smile and tell us about, how do you feel today as a published poet?
It is wonderful. I'm feeling wonderful right now. Actually, poetry is always a medicine for me, poetry and words, and it has helped me in a dark phase of my life. So, being published now as a poetess, it is a great feeling. I don't.
So can we quickly hear 4 lines? Can we quickly hear 4 lines from you?
The poem name is Shade of Feelings. I would lift the paintbrush, warm yellow on its toe, a perfect shade for the sunrise. The dark is gone now, and the land is waking from its cold slumber. Everything is bathing in the warm hues of happiness, everything except me. Yes, I am caged in a room painted in dim gray, far from warmth, far from pleasure, enclosed with the circle Arctic cold, I feel at ease. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, Meera. Thank you so much. We have again a content writer with us, Tanya Gupta. She is a beautiful budding poet. Tanya, can you hear me? Tanya Gupta. I do not know. I can't see her also. So till she joins us, we have Ananya Goswami with us, a beautiful poetess. Would you unmute yourself? So, Ananya?
Yeah.
So
Can
tell
you
me,
hear me?
yes. So can you, recite 4 lines? We just want to hear 4 lines from you in the beginning, then we speak further.
Yeah, sure. It is my new poem. Its title is What Keeps Us Alive. Hope is the light that keeps us alive in the coldest of nights and the hottest of summer, when the world looks nothing but an ocean full of ashes and ember. When the fire of soul dissolves, seeing the worst suffering of mankind, hope is the light that keeps us alive. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. So, what are your future plans? Like any upcoming projects or your interest in?
Yes. I am just working on my first poetry book. So, yeah.
All the best. All the best, Ananya. We have a very, very young poet with us, Kashish Arora. Kashish, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she's a wonderful. She's too young, but if you read her language, it's really beautiful, flavored with beautiful words. Kashish, how do you feel today as a published poet?
Poetry makes us all feel something. As for writing, it has always been liberating. So today I feel absolutely amazing, and this wouldn't have been possible without your support. Thank you for this opportunity. It really means a lot.
So can we hear 4 lines from you?
Sure, ma'am. When winter was freezing, you held me by the spine, tuning the strings sliding down and wind. You held the right chords, tying my emotions into knots. I dwell in possibility as you strode deeper and deeper through the melancholic songs. Thank you, ma'am.
Beautiful, Kashish. Beautiful. God bless you. We have Priyanka here. Priyanka, are you there? Priyanka? Okay, till she joins, we move ahead with Shashwat Tripathi. Shashwat, so he was very, very eager to see emotions, and he used to tell me, ma'am, when will emotions come out? I was busy with the COVID thing, helping people out. People were suffering. So I was there as a COVID volunteer helping out. So I couldn't give much time to emotions. So I didn't even know, actually. I just had to read the poems, and I didn't even know who the participants were. But these all poems were beautiful and were selected through merit. So Shashwat, how do you feel today as a published poet? Because I know you are very excited, eager, like to see your name in a book. So how do you feel today?
It is a great honor to be a part of your book. I would like to welcome everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
I would like to welcome and congratulate everyone participating here. Now, as you know, I was very eager because it is a very great emotion to, I would say, a very good emotion to participate and especially get inaugurated by such esteemed person and be a part of such a reputed.
Your voice is cracking. I think there is some network issue. So till he comes back, we move ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, Shashwat, we can't hear you. Yeah.
Ma'am, now am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
I would like to read out a few lines from my poem. Basically, the poem is based on a journey of a girl child, how she gains one stage after other and complete entire life. The poem goes like this. Here she was, a newborn angel, bringing luck to the menace, lap to lap from dawn to dusk, an awesome daffodil rage. Just as buds are often cuttered by the drops of dew.
So he has some network issues, but we will listen. We can read him. His poems are there in the book Emotions. And we all wish Shashwat, all right, to write more and more and get published more and more. So we have Tripati Prabhakar, a young poet again, an enthusiastic poet, I would term him as. Where are you, Shashwat? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening, all of you.
Good evening.
Yes,
how do you feel today as a published poet?
I'm really feeling very excited and wonderful. It's first time I'm going to publish as a published author.
You feel as a published poet. So
Yeah.
can we quickly hear 4 lines?
Yeah, sure. What I learned through this life: stay head up, stay strong, bear a smile and move on. Never look back, never be sad, just goes on, just goes on.
Very nice. All the best, all the best. Keep writing. And
Yeah,
if you keep writing, you'll
I'm writing
definitely...
another book.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good. All the best. So we have Hidayatullah from Bangladesh. I do not know like if he is able to join or not, because network there, according to him, is very, very weak. Hidayatullah, are you here? I know there were issues. He is a very, very popular poet and a published poet, but because of his network issues, he is not able to participate in any of the launch events. So we wish him all the best. We have William G. Mavili, sir. He is also not seen. Actually, I can't see him. Till he comes back, we have Sumi Agya. Sumi is a, again, wonderful, beautiful poet with us, poetess. So Sumi, tell us your journey as a poet.
Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are audible.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to congratulate to all of my versatile co-writers for their unconquerable will, dedication, and contribution. And special thanks to you, ma'am, to give us such kind of opportunity to bloom up from flower buds. And after losing my father, it was strongly felt that when there isn't a little bit of consolation from a miserable condition and no blessing come on my cursed hate, no commendation for my commendable attempts, no affectionate pat on my wounded back for the difficulties undertaken, an abrupt change has been created within me. to make me know what which is what actually. Now I am not the same as I used to be before. So because brutal circumstances are showing its way as it prefers. So I want to make my own identity using the only way of writing to explore the real me within another me.
Beautiful, Sumi. All the best. More power to you. Strength to you. Fight it. And now we all want to hear 4 lines from you. Can you recite 4 lines?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to read from the very middle of this poem called An Ultimate Farewell. Though I know not quite quietly, with my foresight vision and crimson imagery, yet you are indeed the dreamer of my invisible dream, my heart's each heart beating, you, in all my respiration each, you are existing in every moment of my life. Into the very desolate mind you have entered, for the first time my true oath is now appeared that you are in sharp X when, oh, to me, that when alone is given. In all agonizing situations when you are, behold beside, I'm holding tightly you to touch. When in front of you, death will come across, never I let you to face it alone. Thank you, ma'am.
Beautiful, beautiful. God bless you and more power to you. We are left with Samiksha Bhatnagar and Neha Singh. Samiksha is an extremely talented, poet, an author, content writer. And yes, I term her to be an enthusiastic poet because she keeps, working harder and harder, to improve her skills. And we are really happy that we have such young poets with us today. Yes, Samiksha, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much.
So, Samiksha, how do you feel today? Like, you are published. I think this is the second or third time that you are published in a book. How do you feel today as a published author, a poet,
I feel really excited and out of this world. And I'm so glad that our words, our emotions, they're going to reach so many readers and, help them to connect with their inner selves.
So can we quickly hear 4 lines from you?
Yes. So one of my poems in the book is called The Wayfarer. And it goes like, thrive to leave footprints across the world as my longing and eagerness unfurl. This feeling of infinite is captured. Watching this serene sunset has me raptured. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, Samiksha. All the best for a beautiful career as a writer, as a poet, as an author. Right, we have Neha Singh. Neha, are you there with us? The last participant today. All right. So I don't think she's here with us. I would just like to announce few names who couldn't be with us today or maybe due to technical glitch. Deep Ahuja Sharma. We wish her all the best. We were waiting to listen to her. Parinita Mehra. She is also a beautiful poetess. We couldn't hear to her today. Anjali Jha, a young poetess. And yes, we had Hidayat from Bangladesh and Umar Waibi from Nigeria. He really wanted to participate, but due to connectivity issues. So we had Pramita Bhatia also. I do not know why she couldn't enter. We are still waiting. So now we come to the end of the show today. And I know, being with us, being on, and with such beautiful personalities is a blessing to all of us. I do not know if Samresh sir is with us, our guest today.
Yes, I'm there, Moushami.
Yeah.
And Moushami, I'll take this opportunity to request everybody to wish you a very happy birthday. I just came to know that your birthday is tomorrow. So I think all of us can take this opportunity to wish Moushami. And what a coincidence that the book gets launched on the, the pre-birthday evening, on the birthday eve, as they say. So Moushami, congratulations, and see the happy birthday messages now on the chat box.
Thank you so much.
And it was a wonderful opportunity for me to be part of your program. Thank you for inviting. And as I said, we lost your network when I was speaking at the end. So I was just concluding saying that, imagination is there in them. It needs marketing. And once marketing, entrepreneurship, imagination all combine, it will be a good revenue source for them. And as we promised to Major General Bakshi, that we will not let the skill of writing poems die out. So I think that is where White Canvas India will like to help them, support them, along with Griffin Publication. Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for being here. General Bakshi is in and out in between. He is also not able to control himself because he is a poet by heart. I can see him entering and moving out and watching. All right. So he has requested to send the video to him. Gaurav sir, thank you so much. The director of News Now Nation. I hope you are here. You can hear me, Gaurav sir.
I'm very
Sir,
much
he is, he has sent me a special message to thank you. And and he really wanted, but he is there in the university today. He has a program, but still he is on one system. He is there. So he is requesting if we can have this video. I told yes, he will have this video. And I would request all of you present here today, keep writing, keep your heart pure, clean, spread love, peace, and keep your pen moving, and be true to yourself. And yes, keep writing and keep sharing the link of News Now Nation, where today the entire thing is presented, broadcast. I will share all the links, and the YouTube link and the News Now Nation link. Let the world know these wonderful people. So all the links would be shared to you. The video would be shared to you. Share as much as possible, and share it among your friends, and let everybody get encouraged by your moves. Let everybody know that what poetry can do. Poetry can unite the world. Poetry can unite hearts. So I would like to thank Gaurav sir once again. Thank you so much, Gaurav sir, for giving us this platform. I think,
and my best wishes again to all the authors.
Thank you so much, everyone. We end it here. God bless you all. Keep writing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Masumi. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Best wishes
to everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
And ma'am, happy birthday in
Thank
advance.
you.
Thank you.
So we